Hello, it's Bailey and welcome back to my channel. It is quarter one stats. I may be regretting that I decided in 2024 to not do monthly stats and wrap-ups and only do quarterly, because this is going to be a big one, but we're going to get through it. The stats will go as fast as normal, but there's a lot of books to just mention that I read. I'm not going to talk about even what I thought of each of them. I'm probably just going to go through the list of books that I read and at most say like one line. So I just thought that I would mention that in quarter one, which is January, February, and March, first and foremost was Squash That Series. So I had a huge readathon going on, and my stats are heavily weighted towards January when that readathon was going on, and then in March I had my first 2-week break, so March was the lowest month of this quarter. Most of these graphs out loud I will say the total for the quarter, but the graphs are averaged by month, so it's literally just the total number divided by 3, because there are 3 months. So that's what you're looking at here. Let's go ahead and get into it. I read a total of 39 books. January was 18, February was 13, and March was 8. My total hours read was 116, and my pages read was 8,904. This made my reading speed 76.8 pages an hour, which is a little higher than normal. I did also listen to 177 hours of audiobooks. This is very high for me, and it is weighted due to Squash That Series. I haven't really listened to many audiobooks since then, but in quarter two I also have a big readathon. Wonderthon will be happening again, so I'll probably be heavily reading audiobooks during that again. So I really need to like balance that. I don't like my average audiobook, or I don't like to read more than 20% audiobooks, and I'm definitely way above that right now. You'll see that in upcoming graphs. Okay, here is that graph. So the format that I have read in, I read 18 audiobooks, 13 physical books, and 8 ebooks. So I did read more books with my eyes than audio, but not by much. Then for where I got these books from, 17 of them I owned, 15 I got from the library, 2 I acquired, which means I recently purchased them and then read them right away. 2 I got from Libro FM. This is where I get any purchased audiobooks these days. And then 2 were from Everand. I did pay for 1 month of Everand during this quarter, and I read 1 arc. My genre breakdown, this is like very normal. This is the most unsurprising thing I could possibly look at. This is how I read. But I had 12 romances, 12 mysteries, 6 fantasy, 4 sci-fi, 2 nonfiction, 2 historical, and 1 literary fiction. The age range of these books I do find interesting, because I haven't been reading this much YA, but I did do quite a few rereads that fell into that YA category. So I had 28 adult books, 9 YA, and 2 middle grade. For the year that these were published, I had 9 published before 2010, 13 from 2010 to 2019, 16 from 2020 to 2023. So this was expanded to add 2023. So last year this only included 2020 to 2022. So we're adding a year here technically, but I had 16 there, and then I did read 1 new release, a 2024 release. And lastly, my ratings. I had 1 DNF, 4 1 stars, 9 2 stars, 6 3 stars, 11 4 stars, and 8 5 stars, making my average rating for the quarter a 3.4. I was hoping it would be a little higher than that, because I did have, this is a lot of 5 stars for me, but the 2 stars are really weighting it, as well as having that many 1 stars. I don't even think I had that many 1 stars in the entire year of 2023. So those definitely drug down my happy 5 stars. And so there we have it. I am now just going to show you what these books were. I did already do an unhaul, so I didn't hold on to some of these that I ended up not liking. So you're going to be seeing a lot of book cover graphics here, but let's go ahead and get into it. Like I said, at most I'm going to say one line about these, but most of them I'm just going to tell you what the book was. Firstly, my DNF was Mockingjay by Suzanne Collins. I only DNF'd this because I ran out of time. I love this series. My 1 stars were Cleaning the Gold by Karen Slaughter and After That Night by Karen Slaughter. Then I had The End by Lemony Snicket and Pages to Fill by Travis Baldree. My 2 stars were The Yellow House by Sarah Broom, Finlay Donovan Jumps the Gun by Elle Casamano, The Kiss Curse by Aaron Sterling, Guilty Pleasures by Laurel K. Hamilton, The Wedding by Nicholas Sparks, Foster by Claire Keegan, The Penultimate Peril by Lemony Snicket, A Perilous Undertaking by Deanna Raybourn, and The Last Widow by Karen Slaughter. My 3 stars were Duke Most Wicked by Lenora Bell, Outcasts United by Warren St. John, The Kept Woman and The Silent Wife by Karen Slaughter, Trust by Ernan Diaz, and The Notebook by Nicholas Sparks. Now getting into my 4 stars and some of the ones that I do finally actually own. I read A Quiet Life in the Country by T.E. Kinsey, and then we're getting into some rereads here. I have Heartstopper Volume 4. I read Jade Shards by Fonda Lee, another reread, Birthmarked by Kara M. O'Brien, Not So Perfect Strangers by L.S. Stratton. Then the other Fonda Lee novella, I read The Jade Setter of Jan Loon, Heartstopper Volume 3, Royal Assassin by Robin Hobb. I can't believe I'm sitting here having this high on my list, but I did like this one. Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree, Catching Fire by Suzanne Collins, and Fangirl Down by Tessa Bailey. Now we have my 5 stars. I am so happy that I had so many 5 stars in this quarter. It makes me believe in reading. It makes me believe in the joy of reading. So here they are. Some of them are rereads. I have Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens, Forever Wild by K.A. Tucker, The Prince of Broadway by Joanna Shupe, The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins, Looking for Jane by Heather Marshall, and then the new one, Heartstopper Volume 5 by Alice Oseman, and then my favorite ones to round out my 5 stars are Volume 2 by Alice Oseman, Heartstopper Volume 2, and Heartstopper Volume 1, Still and Always by Alice Oseman. So those were my top books of the quarter. Let me know if you have thoughts about any of these books. I have vlogs about every single one of these books, which is why I decided not to go into them here. There is one scrapped video that I had this quarter. If you can pick out those 3 books that you don't think you've heard about yet. Otherwise, every single one of these books I've talked about on my channel, either through my Squash That Series vlogs or my Jokes on Me vlogs. So I'll be back here to do this again after quarter 2. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for spending some time with me this morning. It's morning for me. I don't know what time it is for you, but thank you. Bye-bye.